He's a piece of work, man. He always put somebody in front of him. When Jada came for him, he put Beanie in front of him. And Beanie went back and forth with Jadakiss. When Cam came for him, he put True Life in front of him. And they went back and forth.
Would you be willing to do that? Provide us with all the information, saying that he's going to be here, there. And after all that good shit, and he said no. But it was like the way he said it. And he put his head down. He was like, no, I've never been crushed like that.
We know him as Jay-Z, Sean Carter, the greatest rapper of all time. But to many in the hip-hop world, he's more than just a legend. He's a snake, a backstabber, a hater, a piece of work. From Nas to 50 Cent, even LL Cool J, numerous artists have publicly clashed with him, and today we're diving deep into the beefs that shook hip-hop history. This isn't just about music. It's about loyalty, betrayal, power, and sometimes revenge. By the time we're done, you'll see a side of Jay-Z that few fans ever get to witness. Let's start with the most legendary beef in the history of hip-hop, Nas versus Jay-Z. After the tragic death of the notorious B.I.G. in 1997, a void was left in New York's hip-hop scene. Brooklyn had lost its king, and suddenly, every rapper in the city was scrambling to claim the throne. Jay-Z was rising from Brooklyn, but while Nas held it down for Queens, and tension between the two simmered for years. It all started subtly, subliminal shots, indirect jabs, but by 2001, things escalated dramatically. Jay-Z released Takeover at Hot 97's Summer Jam, calling out Nas for falling off and claiming he had lost his touch since Illmatic. Nas didn't take that lightly. By December 2001, he fired back with Ether, a track that dismantled Jay-Z's credibility, calling him a phony, a fan, a fake. The streets were buzzing, radio stations couldn't stop playing it, and for a time, it felt like the East Coast itself had split in two. Nas later revealed that Jay-Z's arrogance and claims to Biggie's throne fueled his anger, seeing it as disrespectful to the late legend's legacy. The two eventually reconciled in 2005, collaborating on tracks like Black Republican. But when the feud peaked, the hate was undeniably real. Next, we have 50 Cent, who has been throwing shots at Jay-Z for over 2 decades. The tension started as far back as 1999, shortly after 50 survived being shot 9 times. Jay-Z referenced that incident in It's Hot, and 50 didn't hold back. He responded with tracks like Be a Gentleman and How to Rob, the latter mocking major rappers across the industry, including Jay-Z. But the conflict went beyond diss tracks. Jay-Z had a history of putting someone else in front during beefs, Beanie Sigel, True Life, making proxies do the fighting for him. Fast forward to 2022, and 50 publicly claimed Jay-Z tried to block him from performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. He called Jay-Z's music golf course music, suggesting he had lost touch with the streets. Even in 2023, after Jay-Z faced allegations, 50 remained relentless on social media, showing that old grudges die hard. Moving on to hip-hop pioneers, even LL Cool J had serious issues with Jay-Z. When Jay-Z became Def Jam president in 2004, LL, a founding artist of the label, felt disrespected. He questioned Jay-Z's credentials, accusing him of inflating sales and prioritizing his own career over the label's veterans. LL Cool J took subliminal shots on his 2006 track Queens, expressing frustration with the new regime at Def Jam and lamenting the loss of authenticity he felt the label once had. This was a clash between generations, a tension between a pioneer and a young mogul trying to assert control. The beef with Tupac Shakur was brief but intense. On Tupac's posthumous track Against All Odds, dissed Jay-Z during the height of East Coast-West Coast tensions. Tupac aligned with Death Row and Suge Knight, viewing anyone connected to the New York scene as a rival. He even included Jay-Z in early drafts of Hit 'Em Up, considering him part of the opposition due to his Brooklyn associations and ties to Biggie. Jay-Z reportedly had a diss track ready in retaliation, but never released it, showing respect after Tupac's tragic death. One can only imagine how explosive the hip-hop world would have been if Tupac had lived to escalate the feud. Not all of Jay-Z's beefs were with legendary contemporaries, some were deeply personal. Beanie Sigel, once considered family and a key player in the Rockefeller Empire, had one of the most painful falling outs. Here, Beanie accused Jay-Z of unpaid royalties and ghostwriting during the Nas feud, saying, "You ain't my dog no more." He felt abandoned during legal troubles in prison, particularly after Jay-Z refused to support him with bail conditions. The resulting diss tracks painted Jay-Z as a betrayer of trust, someone who prioritized business over loyalty. For Beanie, it was a personal wound that cut far deeper than any public dispute. Speaking of personal feuds, the Cameron beef was one of the most entertaining in Jay-Z's career. Cameron accused Jay-Z of stealing Rockefeller from Dame Dash and launched attacks on Jay-Z's age, appearance, and even fashion choices. Diss tracks like You Got to Love It and Swagger Jacker accused Jay-Z of biting styles from legends such as Big L and Tupac. Cameron's attacks were vicious, personal, and relentless. Though the beef eventually cooled around 2015, with Cameron even performing at one of Jay-Z's concerts and reconciling via Zoom. Jim Jones, Cameron's right-hand man, also took shots at Jay-Z, most notably in 2006's Kingdom Done. His issue was loyalty. He had chosen Dame Dash's side during the Rockefeller split and was punished in Jay-Z's eyes. Yet Jim turned the conflict into a badge of honor, claiming he profited from being dissed. These feuds highlight a recurring theme. Loyalty and respect were often as valuable and as volatile as money and fame. DMX had a complicated relationship with Jay-Z as well. Their legendary rap battle in 1993 was raw and aggressive, with both artists claiming victory. They collaborated later in the 1990s, but when Jay-Z became Def Jam president in 2004, DMX felt sabotaged. He accused Jay-Z of underinvesting in his albums and exploiting his personal struggles. Even years later, DMX publicly expressed resentment, calling out Jay-Z mid-performance. Their feud was never fully resolved before DMX's passing in 2021, though Jay-Z later cleared DMX's debts and honored his legacy posthumously. Prodigy from Mobb Deep also had a long-standing issue with Jay-Z, stemming from the infamous Summer Jam 2001 moment. Jay-Z displayed a childhood ballerina photo of Prodigy during Takeover, humiliating him in front of the world. Prodigy accused Jay-Z of fabricating a hustler image and prioritizing commercial success over authenticity. This public shaming left a mark, and Prodigy never fully let it go before his death in 2017. Even those who helped build Jay-Z's career had conflicts. Jaz O, Jay-Z's original mentor, taught him how to rap, featured him on early tracks, and nurtured his talent. Fallout occurred when Jaz rejected a Rockefeller deal, expecting Jay-Z's support. That support never came, leading to years of resentment and subliminal disease, though they eventually reconciled around 2017. Proxy wars were also a tactic. Jadakiss from the LOX clashed with Jay-Z indirectly, using Beanie Sigel to fire shots in freestyles. Tensions rose in sessions like the Reservoir Dog recording, with claims that Jay-Z avoided direct confrontation, using others as shields. Fortunately, peace was restored in 2005 when Jadakiss performed at Jay-Z's concert, marking the end of that chapter. Foxy Brown's story is one of the most uncomfortable and controversial. Signed at 15, allegations surfaced of an inappropriate relationship with Jay-Z, and including claims of career sabotage after fallout. Leaked tracks like Let Them Know detailed explosive accusations that rocked the industry. Even decades later, Foxy addressed the situation cryptically on social media, leaving fans speculating about what really happened. Recent years brought new conflicts. Nicki Minaj publicly clashed with Jay-Z over equity disputes after his 2021 sale, claiming she was owed millions. She criticized Roc Nation's decisions and accused Jay-Z of favoritism, sparking a social media war. Joe Budden faced alleged sabotage under Def Jam, with Jay-Z reportedly charging exorbitant fees for features, then turning tracks into diss songs. The game also had a long-running feud beginning in 2005, fueled by dismissive behavior from Jay-Z and escalating to personal attacks, including Jay-Z's wife and his age. When you step back and look at the full picture, it's clear Jay-Z's legacy is complex. He is undeniably a genius, a mogul, and a cultural icon. But alongside that success comes a trail of rivalries, betrayals, and controversial decisions that have shaped the careers and lives of countless artists. From Nas to Nicki Minaj, Beanie Sigel to DMX, the story of Jay-Z isn't just one of triumph. It's one of conflict, power, and the high stakes of loyalty in hip-hop. So, what do you think? Was Jay-Z simply playing the game, or did he cross lines that others couldn't forgive? The man is a legend, but his story shows that in hip-hop, genius and controversy often go hand in hand. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more stories like this. You won't want to miss what we uncover next.